MySpace or yours? We're untangling the World Wide Web of social networking sites. Coming up. With my generation always on the go, we usually bottle it up, drink it, and toss it, without a second thought to where our waste is piling up. So I'm hitting the streets to ask teens and adults alike about their trashy tendencies. Do you know what the 3 R's of recycling are?
No, actually I don't.
Recycle.
Recycle.
Reuse.
Recycle, recycle, and recycle.
Reduce.
Reduce.
Do you know the 3 R's of recycling?
No.
Reuse.
And reuse.
Looks like some adults and teens have some learning to do, but we did manage to catch a few who knew the answer.
Reuse, reduce, and recycle.
Reduce, reuse, and recycle.
Some Houstonians got the message, but what about their recycling habits?
We recycle our newspapers and our magazines.
Plastics and cans, aluminum, glass.
Why do you think it's important for teenagers to recycle?
Because soon we're going to be like the grown-ups and the adults in the world, so we need to start recycling now, set like an example for later.
It's very important that all of us set the example for later, because at the rate we're going, landfills across the country are filling up in record numbers. You take your trash out every day, but did you know that it'll take 10 to 20 years for this bag to decompose in a landfill? And if you think that's a long time, how about these alarming statistics? Did you know that it takes roughly 50 to 80 years for one of these water bottles to decompose at a landfill? And one of these aluminum cans takes 80 years to decompose at a landfill. And this aluminum can right here, 100 years to decompose. And this trash will haunt you even in your afterlife because styrofoam never decomposes. And here's one more statistic that's gonna hit you in the wallet. Making bottles to meet America's demand for bottled water requires more than 1.5 million barrels of oil annually. That's enough to fuel 100,000 cars for a year. So what would you rather do? Drive your car or drink from a plastic water bottle? With all of these staggering statistics about our trashy tendencies, how can you afford not to recycle? The answer is easy to tap into.
Okay, I think we know the answer to that question. What would you rather do? Have it in your car, maybe at a cheaper price? Yeah, that's amazing.
I know, and 86% of water bottles become trash.
Yeah, and remember, 38 billion bottles end up in the landfill every year, so that's crazy.
And it's all things that you can recycle, but only 32% of Americans recycle.
All right, but you're up to trying to change people's minds one teenager at a time.
One teenager at a time, one plastic water bottle at a time. And it's interesting because Houston is actually one of the trashiest cities. Like New York recycles, about 58% of the population recycles.
That's because there's no room.
And then you have a staggering 7% in Philadelphia. And what do you think Houston's recycling rate is?
15%?
10%.
10.
And it's funny because when people think of Houston, you might think of the downtown skyline, but most of us think of the Baytown skyline with the with the chemical plants and the smog illuminating in the sun.
Yeah.
But a lot of people think that, oh, well, maybe if I don't recycle my water bottles, that I could at least refill them and reuse them over and over. But recently in the news, we've heard about bisphenol A, where the chemical leaches into the water that you're drinking from the bottle, especially when left in the heat.
Right.
So now it's cancerous and it can cause birth defects. So there's a better alternative where you
Which is right here.
Right, stainless steel bottles from Clean Canteen. And the good thing about these is you don't have to recycle them. You can reuse them over and over, and they look very sleek and futuristic.
Oh, yeah. Remember?
Very modern.
I remember when the plastic water bottle first came out, and it was very cool to have your bottle of water, right? Now, this is the new thing for people like Meredith. Yeah, I've got mine.
Like what is she about? What's in here?
Yeah,
like, I want to find out. This intrigues me. Kind of
and
thing.
by the way, I want to let some audience members know you'll be going home with one of these. Some. Not all of you. Not all of you, but some. Overall, what do you think the attitude is of a lot of your friends and your peers in terms of doing things like conserving and recycling? Because you look off in the future and go, okay, well, there's landfills, so why is it that important?
Right, teens don't really think about where their trash is going, so they just toss it. But the green trend is starting to become big with my generation, so now it's cool and hip to care about the environment. So teens are starting to recycle, and they are starting to use products that are friendly for the environment.
Yeah.
So
And that's what Lisa Lanier was talking about.
hopefully it's a trend that stays.
Yeah, just changing
not
behaviors.
so last season.
Yeah, not you almost had a head thing there, but not so last season. You know?
Yeah.
But true, and that really is what it's about. Is just kind of, you know, you go in one door and say do it because it's the right thing to do, but the other door some people respond to is it's cool.
Right, and you know, whatever gets the message across, because the world we're living in today will be my generation's world to govern tomorrow, and I'd rather it be clean rather than trashy.
I think you're really like 50, and you just told us you were a teenager.
I hope I don't look 50.
You got a ways to go. Meredith, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Maybe teens could use some financial schooling, because by the time college students graduate, they have up to $3,000 in credit card debt and own up to 4 or more credit cards. Now, did you buy all this stuff with your money or with your parents' money?
Mostly our money, but my mom helped a little.
Do you know the difference between a credit card and a debit card?
Kind of, yes.
Yeah, credit card is like infinite, kind of, and debit, like it's like you have like an amount, right?
Well, debit comes straight out of your account.
Yeah.
Right, so you're thinking credit card is parents, it's infinite, and debit is mine.
Right, pretty much.
Finally, teens are coming clean about their dirty little secrets. Find out what they are next. It's supposed to be the most memorable night of your high school career, but it's also supposed to be the most wild. Teens are going into prom thinking not only like, oh, I'm gonna look beautiful, I'm gonna have a great dress, I'm gonna be with all my friends, but also I'm gonna get wasted, I'm gonna be trashed, we're gonna have a party bus, and then we're gonna go to the after party at the beach house where there'll be more drinking and promiscuous behavior.
So,
Guys, is this Meredith Baker? She's the teen reporter. She's going to tell us a little more about Fashion Week Live. Meredith?
Thanks, Chris. I'm here with Kevin Cryer, the runway show producer for Fashion Week Live. So tell me, what can we expect tonight?
Well, first expect the most exciting show I've ever done.
You know, we have the rodeo going on. Do you ever think our Western style will be in style with the rest of the country?
Western's always in, you know, come on.
This is actually gluten-free bread made from rice flour that you can buy at Whole Foods. And we made the classic grilled cheese, and we also have gluten-free rice noodles from Thai Kitchen. And a lot of people don't know this, but soy sauce, one of the main ingredients is wheat, so you have to have a special soy sauce that's gluten-free. We also have Snickerdoodle cookies, which are almost as chewy and delicious as they are fun to say. And gluten-free pretzels if you have a salty craving. And also, I'm a vegetarian, so I don't get a lot of protein. So these Think Thin protein bars are gluten-free, and they have 20 grams of protein, and I think they taste like Reese's candy bars. So best of both worlds.